So the topic of our session is intermediate to advanced pathway. I know just a lot of people want to improve their English, want to improve their language abilities. And guys, I just wanted to ask you, what do you find most difficult about learning or improving your English? You can just write in the chat, or you could say. Speaking. Svetlana says speaking is the most difficult one. Okay, guys. Any other difficulties you face when you start improving your English or learning English? Many people find vocabulary difficult. Yes, that's true. And today we're actually going to talk about it as well. Very good one. Actually, what I wanted to say, that improvements are difficult to notice. Because when you improve your English, when you want to reach an upper intermediate advanced level, sometimes you just pay attention to what you haven't developed, but many people don't even look at what they have developed so far. When you're learning English, you speak to different people, you probably do grammar exercises, maybe you watch TV shows or films and you read books. And that's what I wanted to tell you. You might have developed your listening skills as well, because you probably talk to your partner or probably to your teacher, and probably you listen to some radio or some programs in English, and your listening skills might have been developed already, but you probably didn't even notice that. And your passive vocabulary might have been developed as well. By passive vocabulary, I actually mean that you know a lot of words, but you don't use them. So maybe whenever you read a book or just find some interesting article or text, maybe you already have met a lot of words before, but you just haven't used them so far. So your passive vocabulary is probably improved as well. And of course, improved fluency. Maybe you just think that, okay, speaking is difficult for you, but comparing to the stage when you just started learning English, you already can notice some improvements, because probably you already stopped translating some sentences in your head, or maybe you just like stopped saying less these fillers, right? And maybe I'm just like thinking about myself, because I was just trying to notice my improvements when I just started learning English, because I also had the same situation that I felt stuck and my English was not improving. And I was thinking like, oh my God, it's just like, I'm stuck in the same level. What can I do? But I just started to understand that maybe I can communicate the same idea. Maybe I'm telling the same, but I stopped translating, because I speak more. I try to communicate more, and my speaking is also developing as well. So I'm not talking about grammar, but I'm talking about fluency. It's just like how confident you are with your speaking. So my question for you, do you often face some situations when you see words in the text, but you know the meaning of those words, but you don't actually use them? Does it ever happen to you? Very often, Mariana says, very good. So this actually happens to me as well. Okay. Improving my. Yes, Svetlana says it often happens to her as well. So my recommendation for you, okay, a lot of people say that using the same vocabulary is the most common problem. My recommendation for you, whenever you find a new word, or maybe you find this word interesting, maybe you'd like to use this word in your real speech, just to make it more, just to make it alive for you. What I would recommend is just learn the word and use it and make it more personalized. Write down this word, write down the sentence, uses this word and make it more personalized. And you will actually learn how to paraphrase. For example, I've got one sentence for you here. I like playing football. Can you suggest me some other options of how we could say it in different words? I like playing football. Could you paraphrase this sentence? I'm into playing football. Very good one. Actually, that's what I wanted to show you. I'm into playing football. And actually, there are other constructions you could use. I am keen on playing football. I am fond of football, and there are a lot of structures you have heard about, but probably you didn't use them. So if you have a chance to speak to someone in English, then I recommend you use this word or structure in your real conversation. Or if you don't have a chance to talk to somebody in English, I just recommend you just write down personalized sentence. But yeah, the most tricky thing, the trickiest one is just it should be personalized. Whenever it is personalized, you just remember it way better. And one more thing I actually wanted to talk about is paraphrasing. I actually mentioned that before. When you try to learn a new word, or when you already learn a new word, maybe you can find a synonym, and that's actually the way you learn to paraphrase. And paraphrasing is actually important, especially if you want to take IELTS examination or other Cambridge examinations, because those exams are based on paraphrasing. They like paraphrasing, especially in reading, in writing. And I just got like a test for you. I wrote a short text and I tried to paraphrase it. What I want you to do, I just want you to guess what the missing words are. For example, hey guys, I've recently found a good video on how to paraphrase correctly. And the second option is, a few days ago, I an interesting video. So I paraphrased found. Can you guess what it is? Came across, Mariana. That was very fast. Okay, this video, this might well help you develop your vocabulary. Also, it could well help you. What I used instead of develop? Boost your vocabulary, improve your vocabulary, very good. But actually use it will help you advance your vocabulary. So I use it as a verb. Okay, and please watch this video whenever you are free. How do you think I paraphrase this one? Okay, I just said, please have a look at this video whenever you're available. Oh, by the way, I paraphrased free to available as well. So you see, whenever you, this just like exercise which might take, I don't know, about 5 or 7 minutes, but whenever you write a letter or whenever you just need to write some text in English, this could be just an exercise for you when you try to paraphrase it. Maybe you don't need to write it down, but you can just paraphrase it in your head and see whether you could use some other words, some other synonyms just to advance your vocabulary, right? And it also helps develop your fluency, because when you're stuck, when you forgot some word in English, you can always think of a word of a synonym. So it also helps you develop your fluency, right? Because often in your IELTS examination, especially in speaking, sometimes you forget the word. Maybe you know the word, but you forgot it because you felt worried during the examination. You're like, oh, okay, maybe there is other word I could use just to make it like more clear. And this is absolutely fine. This is also kind of improvement, and it will help you advance and develop your vocabulary as well. So that's my recommendation for you guys. And another strategy I would recommend is always look around and think what you would call an object you're looking at in English. You know, I had an exchange program in Finland, and I used to live in a dormitory, and I shared my flat with one student. And I just remember when we got acquainted, I wanted to explain something to him, like, where is this, and I was just like showing, oh my God, I forgot what it's called in English. And you know, I don't even remember what it's called in English. I was like, oh my God, it's such a simple word, but I didn't even think what it's called in English. You know, I was thinking about a broom because I wanted to clean my apartment. I will show you. This one is a broom. And you know, it was so crazy because I was just like showing this and this, and he was like looking at me, Alan, maybe you're crazy or something. So I was just like started Googling, started translating, and then I was just came to a conclusion that you just could think of words that surround you and think what these words would sound in English. It not only does it work with objects, but it also works with some phrases. Maybe you're talking to somebody and maybe there is a phrase you use very often, but you don't know what this phrase would sound in English. So if you find something that is very similar, you could start using it, and will also help you develop your fluency and develop your vocabulary as well. And you would feel that English comes in a more natural way for you, because it's just like a smooth transition between the first language to your second language. My question for you, have you ever had a situation when you just forgot a simple word in English, or maybe you didn't know a kind of simple word in English and you just felt like embarrassed? Yeah, for me, I just remember broom. There were some other simple words, but I don't actually remember. But there were a lot of situations, and I felt so embarrassed, and I was like, oh my God, you know, I turned red. So I just wanted to ask you if you had such an experience. When the word slipped your mind, yes. Or maybe you didn't even know the word, and this word sounds very, like, you think it's simple word, yes, but you didn't even think what it would be called in English. So it is just an exercise for you. You could just look around and think what you would call objects around you in English. And actually, most of the words you already know, but maybe there will be some words that are new for you. Mariana says, I was asked once what we call the place the dog lives in. There's this one as well. So a lot of words, a lot of like simple words, but we didn't even think about the translation or what it would be called in English. So this will also help you develop your vocabulary. Yes, a dog house, right? Good one. And also, what I recommend is that you pay attention to the language and structures, phrases native speakers use whenever you watch TV series or read books, because sometimes you understand what they mean, maybe by their body language, by their intonation, but you don't. Sometimes we don't even pay attention what they said. For example, there is an extract like from the dialogue. What's the deadline for the project? Like, I have no clue. Oh, probably we should ask a teacher. So can you guess what I have no clue means from this dialogue, from this context? I have no clue. What do you think it means? I have no idea. I have no idea. Absolutely, guys. And you know, this is called functional language. It's just like when you use some phrases to as a function, just to communicate your idea, just to communicate your message. And one more exercise you could do is just write down some of these phrases, and then you could practice them writing your own dialect. For example, you could, idea, okay, this one is an extract, but you could make, again, more personalized dialect for you. Imagine you're talking to your brother, to your friend, and your best friend asks you, Mariana, when, I'm just thinking, Mariana, what does this word mean in English? And Mariana writes, I have no clue. This one, like, me neither. So you see, whenever you learn some phrases, you could just make a dialect. If you don't have a chance to practice this one could be a good exercise. Just again, develop your functional language and also develop your fluency. Yes, Mariana says, I have no clue. Good one. And one more recommendation for you is just like you could have a look at any course book, English course book. Maybe you already have your favorite ones, and just have a look at grammar topics and vocabulary you are supposed to know at upper intermediate or advanced levels, and check whether you already know how to use this, how to use these structures, how to use this grammar, or maybe you need more practice. This one is, again, just like I took a screenshot of a course book. I don't even remember what course book it was, but it was taken from intermediate level. So it starts with simple one. Yes, it says present simple, present continuous. Oh, okay, I know what present continuous is. I know how to use it correctly. Then quantifiers. Do you know how to use a lot of, a few, a little? So if you don't know, probably you could use a grammar book and just, actually a lot of us have favorite grammar books, and just practice them more. And then you see this topic is just for upper intermediate level. Oh, this topic is like, this is advanced level already. By the way, just wanted to ask you if you have your favorite grammar books, because my favorite one is Murphy, English Grammar in Use. Is just like the Bible for me. So whenever I don't feel confident about some grammar structure, I always just like use Murphy. Just wanted to ask you if you have your favorite grammar books. This is my favorite. Grammar Way. This is also a good one. Any other grammar books you use, guys? Or maybe some grammar books you've heard of. Grammar Way. Roundup is a good one as well. This one is mostly for kids and teenagers, but Roundup is also a good grammar book I would recommend to you. This one is also good. So there are a lot of grammar books, and it just like doesn't matter which one you use. But you could have, first I recommend you have a look at the course book. You see some grammar, some vocabulary you should know at this level. And if you don't know, if you're not sure about these structures, then you could use a grammar book and just practice, do some exercises, because there are a lot of exercises in grammar books. And of course, one more recommendation is unlearn your mistakes. Sometimes it is difficult to find out what mistakes you make if you don't study with a teacher, and maybe some, especially like American and British people, are very polite and they don't want to point out just to show your mistakes or explain what mistakes you make. So what I recommend is just you take a grammar test or any English test, could be online or could be at school, and then just see what your results are and look of what mistakes you have made so far. And this could be like your tool because you know what your weaknesses are, and you can just start doing some grammar exercises or vocabulary exercises. And that's actually also a good way to improve your language. And of course, when you start to do vocabulary exercises, I still recommend you make new words for you more personalized, and you write down the sentences, and this will help you remember these words. And maybe write, again, you could write dialects as well, and will help you develop your vocabulary. And of course, if you have a chance to speak to somebody, this will also help you develop your accuracy and fluency. And of course, one of the most important things is just creating an atmosphere in which you want to learn English, in which you want to improve your English. Because a lot of people don't understand, like they start asking themselves, why do I need to improve? If you have a motivation, if you need just like to take an international examination, you understand why you want to improve your language. But if you just like, if you're satisfied with your language now, with your level now, then you're just like, maybe this level is okay for me, but I still want to improve. So you should find some motivation just to keep going. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you. So I just recommend you set a goal, but this goal will be like real for you, very personalized for you. And then when you have this kind of motivation, when you have this wish to learn, to continue learning, then it will be much easier for you. And basically, that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you. And just wanted to ask you guys if you've got any questions. This one, no questions? Okay, then, got one question. No questions at the moment. Okay, no questions, thanks. Thank you guys, I really enjoyed conducting this session, and thank you for joining this session, and yeah, hope to see you soon in our lessons. So thank you guys, bye-bye. Bye-bye everyone.